is the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast.
Hello, friends. It is me, the Celebrity Medium, back with another edition of the Celebrity Afterlife Report, the only show on the internet that gives you the up-to-the-minute gossip about all your favorite-to-see celebrities. If you're new to the show, it might be a good idea to listen to last week's program to get up to speed on what happened over the course of 2015. Whether you are a new or long-time listener, thanks for tuning in. Is that a phrase anybody even uses anymore? All right, let's do this thing. The long-running story of Abraham Lincoln, his next world wife, Whitney Houston, and their reality show, The Crazy Life of Abe and Whitney, continues into 2016. As you probably know, at the end of 2015, Abe and Whitney walked off the show over concerns about the casting of Richard Nixon as Whitney's daughter Bobby Christina's new boyfriend. Nixon seemed to be going out of his way to pick fights with Honest Abe, some believe at the request of the show's producers, to make the program more interesting. As we headed into the new year, the couple was still off the show, vowing not to come back until Tricky Dick was gone. My guess at the time was that Nixon would get the axe so that the titular stars of the show could return. Well, I apparently guessed wrong. Word from my Afterlife sources is that the show is going to continue under the new name, The Crazy Life of Dick and Bobby. According to my information, the producers have decided to call Lincoln and Houston's bluff and continue the show without them. The next world is abuzz with rumors that although Bobby Christina knows full well that Nixon was hired to play her boyfriend, she has actually fallen in love with him. According to one Afterlife gossip column, Nixon has told friends he is having the time of his life doing the show and is just using the young woman as a stepping stone to his showbiz career. The two have been seen out on the town together, and Bobby Christina has been described as looking love-struck with the disgraced former president. Now, as of right now, I have no information about what her parents, Abe and Whitney, think of the situation. I will, however, be keeping an eye on this story because it is getting even stranger than it was before. Another ongoing story that has continued into the new year is the feud between former New York Yankee legend, Baseball Hall of Famer Babe Ruth and talk show host Merv Griffin. As host of the popular morning drive radio show Babe and His Bullpen, Ruth has become the Howard Stern of the Afterlife, and Griffin has made a name for himself by booking the most controversial guests available. Several weeks ago, Merv had Osama bin Laden on his show, upsetting many viewers and making his co-host Tammy Faye Baker visibly uneasy. In response to that, Ruth declared radio jihad on Griffin, promising to have his Bambinos, as he calls his rabid fans, disrupt the show. Well, I'm now informed that Ruth came through on his promise. During a recent taping of Griffin's show, the audience was filled with Bambinos as well as Ruth himself. In the middle of the show, featuring cannibal Jeffrey Dahmer as the guest, Ruth and his fans started loudly heckling Griffin and throwing stink bombs at the stage. I'm told that Griffin and Baker were startled and the two ran off stage while the studio audience members panicked, running in all directions. Although the cameramen exited the theater, the cameras continued to run and the show aired with all the chaos included. Ruth not only didn't deny having provoked the incident, he was unrepentant as he bragged about it the next morning on his show on popular radio station Heaven 107. Griffin and Baker have been silent about the matter, and several scheduled tapings of the show were canceled. Outside the TV studio, as the smell cleared, a reporter caught up with Dahmer, who said, "I don't know why people feel the need to behave so badly. Why can't we all just get along?" Unquote. As we begin 2016, former U.S. Senator Ted Kennedy continues to embarrass his loved ones and admirers. As you'll recall, several months ago, Teddy made a porno movie titled Mr. Kennedy Comes to Washington with Jane Mansfield, the poor man's Marilyn Monroe. Now, despite rumors that the senator needed a stand-in for some of his sex scenes with Mansfield, the movie did well at the Next World box office. Now comes word that he's planning on doing a series of pornos in a genre designed to appeal to those who like their men minute in the manhood department. I guess there's a fetish for everything, even in the afterlife. Word is that not only is Teddy not embarrassed by his shortcoming, but that he has been overheard bragging about it to attractive young women in Next World night spots. I would love to be a fly on the wall just to hear his opening line. Lastly for this week, former Earthly Plane model and actress Anna Nicole Smith and her afterlife husband Kurt Cobain of the band Nirvana are continuing to do their baffling pseudo-televangelist show on late-night cable TV. Now comes word that the Cobains are taking their oddball show on the road. The network that airs their program has booked some of the largest live venues in the next world for the couple's so-called Revival Live tour. As the couple have taken to keeping up their preacher act even when out in public off the air, no one is sure exactly what their touring show will consist of, but according to my sources, tickets are going fast, snapped up by young afterlife residents who seem to feel that they're in on the gag. Okay, sports fans, that's it for the first real Celebrity Afterlife report of 2016. As you can see, the action never stops in the next world, and I will continue to stay on top of it. Please come back next week for more up-to-the-minute gossip about all your favorite deceased celebrities. And please tell your friends that the report is available for free on iTunes. I am the Celebrity Medium. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast. To ask a question about your favorite deceased celebrity, call 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-369-3732.